Hello there, everybody. This is Silent Mist, and would you look at those hearts down there? They're pretty menacing looking, aren't they? Right, guys. Right? Ooh, lag. Oh God, massive lag. Oh Jesus, come on, game. I believe in you. Don't crash on me as soon as I start recording. But hello there, everybody. This is Silent Mist, and welcome back to Hexxit Hardcore Season 3. This is actually my third attempt of recording this. Been having a bit of I've been having some problems. And by that I mean I've died twice in attempting to record this series I've died twice within like the first 30 minutes, so I figured, okay, we're gonna have to start over. And man, it is getting harder to record this because I have to talk about the same thing over again and over again because it's just stuff that has to be talked about. But I don't want to make it sound too bad because a lot of the stuff is necessary stuff to be talked about. But yes, hello there, everybody. Welcome back to Hexxit Hardcore. Why so soon, you might be asking? Because usually I space out series like this between a few weeks at the very least, and that is because, well, as you all know, or should know, RedCubed has gone down. The server has, I really shouldn't say hasn't been dissolved because that's really not an appropriate word. Dissolved really isn't the best of words to use it because it's the name of the server in and of itself is gone, as in we will no longer be supporting it, but I mean the people are still all here. And yeah, this is actually, I want to talk a little bit about the server, not too much because I really don't want to dwell on past events more than they need to be dwelled on, but yeah, we've because I am currently not doing any large-scale single-player projects, I need some smaller series to fill in the time in between. So I'm going to be doing this, and actually some bigger plans that I have that are coming up are going to be a Pixel series. I might be doing that on a server, depending on, well, actually I was invited to a Pixel server by a friend on Skype. I might be joining that just so I can have a bit of a server series because I just enjoy that. But yeah, right now I think most of what you guys are going to be getting is going to be Super Hostile and some of this Hexxit Hardcore and hopefully a couple of other things here and there that I might find interesting, because right now I am just doing some smaller projects to take it easy because, well, a lot of stuff happened in the last week. Like I said, there isn't too much that I want to talk about more than it has already been, but one thing I do want to bring up is the video, the RedCubed, the end video. Also, by the way, if for some reason you're watching this and you don't know about the server going down, go watch the RedCubed, the end video that I posted not too long ago. It'll fill you in about everything that I'm talking about right now. But I read all the comments on that, and oh my god, there were a lot. And to start off, I really need to thank you all because all of your comments, kind words, and all of that really helped me get through that without really feeling too terrible. Well, I felt bad, but it saved a lot of the pain that could have been. It was a lot of condolences, a lot of kind words, and it was just all around a very healthy experience from you guys to me, so thank you all. There really weren't any, like, just stupid flaming comments from people that were angry about the situation, which made me really happy because like I said in the video, at that time I was just really not in the place to look at comments like that. I would have been acting irrationally and I would have just outright blocked people, which is something I usually don't do. But that scared the crap out of me. Oh god, those things make some terrifying sounds when they fall, I guess. Oh my god, I jumped. I actually jumped in real life. Yeah, so now that I'm no longer being scared out of my mind, once again, thank you guys for helping me pull through. Actually, a couple of people on an individual basis that I should thank, but I'm still kind of hesitant about giving out names specifically, just because a couple of people that have made their goodbye videos have given out names, and I'm perfectly fine with that. But I just feel like, oh, what the heck? As admin, it's a little awkward for me to be like pointing at specific people for certain events because I really don't want to blame the downfall of the server on any single person. Oh, that's why it wouldn't break properly. It was because I had already thinged. Let's just. Wow, we spent like this entire episode gathering, well, this entire bit of this gathering wood. Can I find some iron in this cave? You see, I ventured into a cave in the last take and I died to a creeper. Hopefully that won't happen. Look, diamonds! Maybe we can get those without dying. But yeah, it's been kind of hard just having to put down the server. But things are turning around and getting better. And it's because of you guys that such recovery was so easy. Still not entirely sure what I'm going to be doing for series, though. Like I said, have some Pixelmon that might be happening in the future, and just smaller things. I might go spend some time on World War Minecraft, but yeah, I'm not entirely sure what I want to do yet. Still figuring that out. And that will be thought out of in due time. But for now, here we are playing Hexxit, taking it easy, which is always good. And just relaxing to some nice hardcore environments. And I mean, even though I've died twice, but we don't need to talk about that. You guys will just get to see the failed attempts at a later date, which really shouldn't be too far off. Let's just throw this wood in here and that iron right there. So how many diamonds do we have? I think we're gonna have like a couple. No, that's all ice. Too bad. Ah, crap. This is ice, and ice can be stupid. Not the ice cube kind of ice, the stupid kind of ice. And yeah, so man, the bad part about dying all these times is I've had to repeat what I've said like numerous times. And it's getting harder to do because it's just saying the same thing over and over. I guess at the very least I can really strengthen what I'm saying in terms of not messing things up. But okay, so how many? We only get 4. Oh no, we get 5. Yes, just what I was hoping for. So classes recently started, and this has been okay, wait, let me craft first. Classes recently started, which has been a good thing because, well, obviously I'm in college and taking classes is always kind of important when it comes to college. Let's grab that. Then we can make ourselves a sword. Hopefully we won't die by a creeper bomb to the back like I did last time. There we go. Classes. My first week of college is almost over, and this is actually the first time I've recorded an actual video other than that solemn update video since getting back to college. So classes have begun. I am currently in my room. I'm not even like in a different room, which is awesome. I got the roommate that I was hoping for. I am now rooming with one of my, if not my best friend at college, Jamie, as you all should know if you watch the vlog. And yeah, ever since classes started back up, I've really gotten a good grasp of what the new professors are like. And I have to say, I really like my layout of professors for the most part. There's only one professor that I'm kind of hesitant about, and it's for no other reason than he's not a bad professor, but he is not particularly enthusiastic about teaching. And by that I mean he's not like unenthusiastic, but he's more laid back than the rest of the professors that I've had. And oh god, I thought I saw something from behind. Let me grab this coal because we need some torches. It is too dark to be living without torches right now. So I guess I can go down the list of classes. So the biggest scare was I was pretty close to getting into a class that I really did, or getting a professor that I've heard nothing but bad things about. In my computer science class, one of the professors, the professor that I had, which I had for the only reason was because I was unfortunate enough to get placed in the last registering group of people, because you can't have everyone register at the same time on campus, because that's like handling about 16,000 requests at the same time, and the infrastructure of... Heard a skeleton. The infrastructure here at school just really isn't built to handle that many requests at the same time. Okay, come here. Come here. Come here. Let me come. You're not going to be easy to kill, aren't you? You just got to be a challenge. You just have to be... You're not dead yet. You aren't... I don't like you. Because the infrastructure really can't handle having all those people register at the same time, they do it in groups. And I was unfortunate enough to get put into pretty much the last registering group. And because of this, I had to shuffle around my schedule a lot because all of the classes that a lot of the classes that I wanted to get into were already full. Now, this was hugely problematic because my computer science class was full. The one that I wanted to get back into the computer science class that I had last semester because I liked my professor. I thought he was a pretty good professor, albeit a little dull at times, but other than that, a pretty decent professor. Of course, that class becomes full, and I can't... Oh, Jesus, that frightened me more than it should have. And, of course, because it's full, I can't register for it, so I go onto the wait list, and I'm hoping that I get into that class. Now, because I'm on the wait list, I need to sign up for another computer science class because I'm majoring in computer science, so it's kind of important that, you know, I take... Oh, God, no. Oh, God, no. Why is that here? Why is that here? Why? Oh, okay. Yep, we aren't going this way. We are just gonna head on back and pretend that we never saw this place. So, yeah, I need to register for a computer science class because that's my major, and I need to take CS2. So, I go... Okay, I'm frightened of dying because I have 2 hearts. Let's hope that nobody comes and says hello to us. Doesn't look like it. So I need to register for another CS class. I do, and the only professor I can get is one that I actually sat in on a lecture and one that I've heard only bad remarks about. Meaning, like, I looked at Rate My Professor, I've asked around, and they all said that he was not a particularly good professor. So I was in that class because that was the only class with an opening. And yeah, I just did not want to be in that class. So I'm hoping that the class that I want to get into, I get put into it, like the wait list slowly trickles down, and it gets to the point of where I'm the last person on the wait list that hasn't gotten into the class. And still no, it's the night before classes. Oh, Jesus, hi there. It's the night before classes. And I check, and there's another class open. They had to open up another class because the previous one was entirely full. So I look up the professor. He has really good reviews on Rate My Professor. And I sign up for the class. And I go to his class for the first time on Monday. And oh my goodness, he is actually a really good professor. He's extraordinarily enthusiastic. Like, he's just really upbeat. And he seems very knowledgeable thus far. Granted, we only did a lot of review on the first day, so I should take that with a grain of salt. Ouch. But still, he did seem like a pretty good professor. What is that right here? That looks vaguely familiar. I kind of remember seeing this in the last playthrough that we did. Meteor chip. I think you can make some interesting gear with this stuff. So I'm going to harvest that. Okay, gotta be careful. I don't want to die. Is that uranium? Did we stumble upon uranium? Because if we did, I kind of want it. Quantum dust. I don't know what I'm going to be doing with that, or if I'm going to be doing anything with that, but we have quantum dust. And if I recall, you can make some, like, meteorite gear, which is always cool, so I guess we'll grab that. But yeah, so far I'm really pleased with my computer science professor, so that leaves me with the rest of my classes. Namely, we have, let's see, calculus, which is a requirement to my major, so I have to take calculus. My calculus professor, he's the kind of professor that I can enjoy because he has that sense of humor which only an asshole can truly appreciate. And what do I mean by this? I mean, it's a dry sense of humor that's very much focused on making fun of others. And what do I mean by this? Well, he has this thing called the, what is it? Oh, it had a particular name, and I want to use that particular name in describing it. It was, I said in the last video that I recorded, the last attempt. It was pretty much the equivalent of just like the stupid Olympics, where he would talk about every time you take a quiz or test, he will go through all of the quizzes and tests and take note of the dumbest mistakes that are made. And he will then write those on the board, and we will all have the chance to vote on which one was the dumbest mistake. he will then disclose to the class the person who made that stupid mistake. So it's like an incentive to double check your work, which is an interesting way of doing things. I'm not gonna lie, it's a different way of doing things, but I think it's going to be the cause of many laughs, and I do make some pretty silly mistakes in math. Usually they stem from me just like losing a sign or something along those lines, but still I do make some pretty silly mistakes. So there's that. So then my discrete math class, which is just like a very logic-based math class. It's like, think truth tables as an introduction to that class. There's that, which I have a very experienced teacher in, which is really good. I have no clue how old she is. She doesn't look that old, but when she introduced herself, she was just like, yeah, I used to teach at high school, then I retired. And I'm like, oh, she retired and she's teaching now? Oh, that's cool. I wonder how long ago she retired. And she says that she retired 13 years ago. She doesn't look that old, yet she retired 13 years before this class, or before the date when she introduced herself, which I think is pretty crazy because, yeah, you don't retire when you're that young, usually. And I'm just curious as to, I can't ask her because that would just be inconsiderate, but she must be pretty old, although she doesn't look it at all. She looks quite young. Well, not young, but not old. So there's that. And then I'm saving the best for last. Then there's my sociology class, which is taught by a very, very outgoing professor, which once again is really good. And I'm very interested in the subject of sociology because I am fascinated by social conventions. So that class is going to be very enjoyable, and I have a very enjoyable professor by the looks of it. So I'm looking forward to that. And then there's the class that I threw into my schedule last minute because I wanted to have 5 classes. I am taking an introduction to feminism class. I'm not a feminist. I am very far away from a feminist, and by that I mean, okay, listen to my entire spiel or this entire statement before you judge me. I am not a feminist. I am actually disgusted at the fact that we need feminism because it just proves how far we as a race have our heads stuck up our ass. And by this, I mean the fact that we need to have a group of people fighting for equal rights over a stupid fact like gender pisses me off. The fact that we need to waste resources so people are treated equally is just stupid to me. There's very few things that are dumber than that to me. And I mean, I have a very logical approach to this, and some might actually I pretty much forego the human element when it comes to thinking like this, but essentially I am all for equal rights, but I am entirely against special rights. And by this, I mean, I am okay with women being treated like men. I don't see why we are treated differently. However, if there is a task or job that can be done better by a man than a female, because yes, we are indeed physically different, because, you know, last time I checked, the way that women's bodies look, they kind of look a little bit different than men's, just an observation that I made. But yeah, we look a little different from women. We're built a little differently. One thing I do not like, one thing I very much dislike is when people want equal opportunity. Now, I don't mean equal opportunity in and of itself is bad, but I do mean that when you have to make a special... No, Jesus! Oh God. Okay, I don't want to be anywhere near that. I'm gonna get out of here. Run. I don't want to deal with that zombie. That zombie could be the death of me. What I mean by I hate special rights is when you have to make, like, a special circumstance to give someone else a job for no other reason than you want to have a diverse pool of people that have jobs. You essentially have to lower the status quo in order to accommodate that person. And that's something that I really don't like. That's something that I hate because it's a hindrance to progress in my eyes. And So I'm taking this feminism class for a couple of reasons. Mainly, it'll really like expand my horizons. I'll be able to get like it's something that I normally would not take, but I figure, okay, this will be interesting at the very least. Why not take it? That, and it was one of the few classes that fit into my schedule at the point in time which I needed it. So yeah, Introduction to Feminism. That's going to be an interesting class. I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to stay in it. It does seem like it's going to be the most... that class is going to have the largest workload of any class that I'm going to be taking. And I don't know if I want to have a large workload on a class like Introduction to Feminism. I mean, sure, I'm lazy. This makes me sound like I'm lazy, and there's no denying that I'm not. But... yeah, if I'm going to spend lots of time and resources on a class, it's not going to be an Introduction to Feminism. So, yeah, I'm going to give that class a little bit of time before making the final decision, and I believe I have until February 3rd to do so, which is like, I'll be going to one more class, so I'll really I'll have an opportunity to do a work assignment there, and yeah, after that, I'll make my choice. So, yeah, an Introduction to Feminism. I guess before I wrap up this video, the last class on my schedule really technically isn't a class because it is a 0 credit class. We have to take 2 wellness classes in order to graduate. So I am taking massage therapy, which is a very, very interesting thing to take. I actually have that later on today. If I could just check the time. Yeah, it's currently like 4:30, and that class is going to be taken at roughly, that's from 7 to 8, so... oh no. Okay. Oh, there we go. Laggy. That class is from 4 to 8. And yeah, it's a class. It'll be fun enough, but it'll be a nice relaxing class. It's the only class that I've ever been to that's actually encouraged the students to, instead of texting, sleep. So yeah, that is a thing. Wow, this game is laggy right now. I'm just gonna chuck a bunch of stuff to the ground because I really don't need it. But now that I've gotten over talking about my schedule, I think I'm gonna wrap up the video here. I do hope that you enjoyed today's video. And now that I finally made it through a single episode without dying, I can finally officially begin Season 3 of Hexxit Hardcore. So guys, if you enjoyed this video, please do go down there and leave a like. It really helps out a lot. You'd actually be pretty surprised how much it helps. It just gets me out there, helps me out. It's just an all-around fantastic thing. So yeah, that's that. And yeah, the Twitter, I'm using Twitter now even more. Well, I mean, I've had a Twitter for a really long time, but I'm like actually updating it from time to time now. So if you want to go follow me there, it's in the description. There's a bunch of stuff in the description. Just go check that out. I actually have to update that, I think, because I need to remove a couple of things because of how things have changed. But the later time, that'll be the next episode. So guys, I do hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you all again next time. Until then, farewell.